Hi, I'm Ethan, and this is your pick a card reading for guidance for your career, money, and manifesting success. This reading is timeless, so it applies whenever you watch this. So grab a tea or coffee, get comfortable, and let's pull some cards. Just take a moment to tune in and allow your intuition and your higher self to guide you to the guidance you need to hear at this time for your career, money, and finances. There are 3 doorways before you. Which door will you enter? Or door 1, door 2, or door 3? And once you have chosen your doorway to your path to prosperity, see the video chapters in the video bar or the description and jump straight to your reading. And this is your reading if you picked card 1. And before we begin, I just want to remind you that I do not do personal readings, so be careful online, as I will never DM you with a message about a reading or psychic message. This is a fake profile. So remember that this is a general reading, so parts of this reading will apply more to you than other parts. So the message on the back of the Divine Door card that you picked is Stranger's Grace. Ego fears and sudden danger, but never underestimate the kindness of a stranger. So what I think this message is about is that there could be someone who is going to help you, and they may even be someone who just gives you an idea, but they could help you in other ways. You might want to consider things like crowdfunding, being open to anyone who offers to help you, or for free, or has some experience that you don't have, you could learn from them. And also feedback on social media, polling others as well, again getting feedback from people that are technically strangers. So the next 2 cards are from the Your Sacred Wealth Code Oracle, and this will let us see which astrological archetypes and skills that you need to tap into to manifest more money and success. And these cards will also help you clear or locate any blocks that could be preventing you from making more money. So your first card is the Collaborator, and the planet is the Moon. And this card relates to your first card because some of you will need to work with others. You might do well with teams, or at least people that could assist you within your career. Building community is important. So social media, forums, memberships, that's becoming more and more popular now, and it is a way for people to support themselves by providing a service with a monthly fee. You might just need to do some networking. Even online, you can do this now quite easily by connecting with people in your industry or in your kind of area where you want to start a business. Team building for those of you that do work for others or in an office. And also, you might just have to participate and contribute to the community. So think about what it is that you do if you have a product or service, and think about how you can help people with it. So listen to your audience. So again, try polling, try asking people on social media, look at people's comments online. You often see under videos about the topic you're interested in that people have problems and questions, and then try and be someone who can help them as well. So the block that could potentially cause a problem for some of you at this time is trying to do everything yourself. So I'd be very careful of thinking you have to do everything yourself or on your own. You might definitely want to consider outsourcing or getting help with things, or trying to figure out everything else yourself when there are people out there that might just be better at certain things than you, or might know more about different things that you need to learn from, and then you can put those things into practice. Think about community, service to others, because that is an important thing that you'll need to work on. And your next card is the Muse, and the planet is Venus. And this is a card about listening to your ideas and inspiration. And you're definitely a channel for creative ideas and creative solutions. So don't ignore anything that's popping into your head. If you've already thought of things, perhaps you've written things down in a book, or you're someone who journals ideas, but you've not took action on them, you try and put some of those ideas into motion. And the block here is the inner critic. So, are you someone who tears your own work apart or puts yourselves down, or you come up with an idea and then you think of all the ways why the idea won't work, but you've not even given it a chance? I would, be careful that you're not slipping into that, because Venus is a goddess of art and creativity, and not just love or relationships. That's something a lot of modern people have forgotten about. She's encouraging you through the planetary energy to brainstorm, to develop ideas that you've already got, and or to resurrect a creative project or something that you have left behind, or you've stopped, or you never got started on. Use your ideas, put your ideas into practice. Okay, and the next cards are from the Indigo Goddess Oracle. We've got 3 cards for you about your money and career. So the first card is Dimensions, and this is all about how you have lots of skills and abilities and lots of areas that I do think could be put to work and could be used, but you might also find that you have too many ideas, or you're just someone that is finding it difficult to choose your direction at the moment. Your mind is full of ideas, you've probably got multiple things on the go, you could have a few projects already, or there's several options. I think you've got a lot of options around you and lots of areas you could go in, and you're maybe thinking about all these different possibilities, and you might need to make a choice here. I think, some of you have multiple jobs, or you're doing multiple things at the same time, which is, quite normal these days. You could even have more than one business, or you're working one job and then you've got something on the side, or you're trying to build something else. This can also relate to travel. Some of you might be doing something internationally, or travel might be part of something that you do. But for everyone else, I think this is more about possible directions of things you could do, projects, products, services you're thinking about, and the many different ways we have in the modern world to make things happen, or to, you realize that you've got to pick something. Think globally, but just be aware that you need to sort of choose something. And the next card for you is Hidden. And this is about putting ideas into motion, which relates to our previous cards for you. So some of your ideas that you have are going to be very successful. Sitting on an idea that will make you money is not a good idea. So you need to make sure that you are using some of these ideas. For those of you that need to show yourself more, because if you look, we've got this mask here with the separate set of eyes. Your sort of public persona is important, and you need to sort of think about how showing yourself may help more, or to be more seen. If you're someone who works for someone else, don't be in the background. You might have to step forward a bit more, try to be seen and noticed in your career. And don't hide yourself from social media. If you're someone who knows you need to use social media for your business or work, or for a project, career, anything you're doing, put yourself out there more. And also, for those of you that have this idea, project, or something that you haven't took action on, this is another sign. Don't hide your product, your idea, your service. Don't hide yourself from being able to help others. Put that project out there, put the thing into the world, so then you at least give it a chance to be successful. Think about how you can serve the community, serve others with whatever it is that you do or want to do. And your next card is Prospects. So I feel this is about having a possibility of good prospects in something that you have already thought of, or that is coming up for you. Think about the potential of everything. So all those ideas, all those things you're thinking about, I could do this or I could do that. You need to think about each one and think about the potential of that idea and what is possible for those ideas. What are the prospects? What are the possibilities? Is it going to advance or help you? Or is it something that you're like, well, it's not, it's work, but it's not necessarily a good thing for me in my career. It might be something that perhaps isn't going to earn much money. You need to think about what is the most sort of lucrative, or the things that have the highest potential are the ones you need to be pursuing. You do need to think of long-term benefits. Not everything is instant either. It is about the growth of things. If you have that long-term vision or idea that, no, initially what I want to do perhaps won't earn a lot of money, but you know that long-term this is like planting seeds for you, and you know in the future that this thing could really blow up, or it could be something that in the long term will earn money for you, then that is also a good thing. That is what prospects are about. So looking to the future, looking at the long-term plan and how things will progress in time. And there is this sort of compound effect with those types of things where you put the effort in first, and then eventually things start to come back for you. Invest your time wisely and make sure that what you've chosen is a wise investment of time. And also, if you do need to spend any money on this or invest in yourself, make sure that is also a wise investment. Be careful and make sure that you're being clever with how you spend your money and what you invest in, like courses, etc. And if you're finding this reading helpful so far, then please give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, so next we're going to be pulling from the Gold Dust Oracle, and we'll see what messages you have about attracting prosperity and success into your life. And these will give us messages, I feel, that are coming from your guides and angels around this topic. Okay, so the first card we have is commitment, with this ring here, and it says, without commitment, you cannot have depth. Be all in. Go forward with no turning back. So this card here is very much about committing to your goals and dreams and your career. It's very important that you do that. Commit to any projects you've started or are working on, or anything you want to launch, or anything you're thinking about doing that's coming up that's part of this way you want to increase your income and have a better life for yourself. You will have to commit to it. It's not just going to be this kind of instant thing, or you suddenly get success overnight, because that is very rare. Think about what you're working on and how much time you put into it, and you might have to make some sacrifices. It's pretty normal, especially if it's something new, like a new project, new business, or you're trying to shift your career into another direction, that you might have to do some things outside of normal times. Give things 100%. That is really important for you. Things need 100% of your focus and manifest for you and to happen. Okay, magic key. And the message on the card says, first think of what you want to do, then take action steps. Intention and action is the key. So I completely agree with this card, and this is a big problem in the spiritual community, where I think everyone thinks you don't need to put much effort into things and they'll just turn up, especially if you're in a manifestation sort of community. It's a combination of spiritual and physical, in my opinion. In fact, we've got the two keys here, I feel, represent that sort of energy. So the magic key is about getting clear on your intentions. So that's why you're doing things. Some of you need to form a strategy around business or work or project or something you want to achieve. What are you working on right now, and what steps can you take? What consistent action steps towards your goals will get you to where you want to be? And you may have to brainstorm, write this all down and break things down into steps. I actually find that so much easier than just winging it. Yeah, you'll definitely benefit from getting clear on your intention and why you're doing something, and then looking at what actions you need to take and understanding you will need to take actions with your work. You can't just expect things to just happen. You do one thing once and expect things to just fall in your lap. It's all in your hands, basically. And the next card is Dream Big. So the message on your card says, do not underestimate yourself. You have unlimited potential. Dream bigger and reach higher. So yeah, this is a really positive message for you. don't limit yourself. I feel if some of you sort of talk yourself out of your ideas and things that you're considering doing, and you're just not giving them chance to even have a chance of manifesting. There's a lot of potential in some of your ideas and some of the things you want to do, and you must make sure you don't diminish that flame too early, and to go after big things as well, and not to be worried about the long-term goals or the big dreams that you've got. Go after the big things. Don't be shy about, going after things that may take some time to manifest for you or to actually happen. There's a process behind most things, but continue to dream big and aim for the top. You could do some really big things, but also understand there will be some time between you starting that, taking those steps, and understand that it won't be an overnight success. You need to do your work, and then you'll get your payback and your rewards will come later. Okay, so let's have a look at what the archangels have a message for you from the Archangel Power Tarot. And you have the 8 of Michael. And this card is a reminder to you that you're not stuck. So those of you who feel you're stuck in your career, your jobs, finances, or you're finding things to be a little bit difficult, you need to understand that this is a bit of a mental thing. It is a bit of an illusion. The power lies in your hands in this situation, so nobody can do things for you, and you can free yourself from any situation, or you can move if you feel you're stuck or there's a pause in what's going on around you. You have the power to choose a new and better life for yourself. And don't listen to your ego or your negative mind. If you look at this card, she's opening this doorway, she's released from the rope, she's escaping from this forest behind her that maybe she was lost in. And Archangel Michael's there behind her, so you've got spiritual support from Archangel Michael as well. He helps with courage, will support anyone on a path to helping the world in any way, and you have the power to change things for yourself and break free. And the next card is from the Creativity Oracle, and this card is going to help you with any creative projects. And this is the image. This looks like liftoff with the bird flying into the sky. So the message is success. So see, you're not stuck. Things are moving for you, or you have the potential to. Feel like your creative abilities are the key here. So remain positive and enjoy the process, and trust that things will turn out well for you in the long run. So this does not mean, of course, that anything will be easy, because it rarely is, but be able to achieve success if you put your ideas into motion and if you take action and are consistent towards getting what you want. The next card for you is from the Muse Tarot, and this is about getting more creative ideas and inspiration as well. So let's see. And the card we have for you is the 7 of Emotions, which is showing lots of options for you, which we've been talking about already. And it says lots of opportunities and ideas are available. There are lots of different directions and options that you can go in, which are represented by these different fishes that she's picking, and these rays of light are like different paths as well. And I feel that this is very much about you need to focus and to at least pick 1 or 2 things and avoid analysis paralysis, which is what I call, where we kind of overthink everything and talk ourselves out of things. So make sure that is not something you're doing, and put ideas into action. Choose something that is fulfilling for yourself. This suit is related to the cups and to your heart, your emotions, so it needs to be something that's satisfying and enjoyable. That is another way to pick what you need to do or what you need to do next. What brings you joy is something you need to be thinking about, as that will guide you. That's your muse. That's going to be one of the ways of which you'll decide what to do. Okay, so the next card is from the Everyday Tarot, and this is going to be a little more guidance for your career and finances from the tarot. And we have the 9 of Wands, and I feel that this is about things have been a struggle for you in the past, or you've maybe tried some things and not had success, and you may have allowed that to kind of get to you a bit or put you off, and you shouldn't do, because you're over this now, you're strong enough, and you need to just put your past behind you, because you can achieve your goals and you can get to where you want to be. Don't give up, face any challenges that come up, as things come up, any difficulties, just keep pushing. And circumstances change all the time. As long as you're determined and persistent, it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to them. So the things that happen to you. So if you're persistent and you keep pushing, you will get to where you want to get. Some of your luck and opportunities will actually come from other people, and your ideas and inspiration will open these doors for you. You have a lot of options available to you, and there's a lot of paths, and there's not necessarily one thing that you're meant to do. I think you should consider trying a few things and seeing what works best for you, and what perhaps is the most lucrative or could make you the most money, and what you're enjoying at the same time. A combination of your head and heart. Take action where it's needed and put your ideas into motion, because these things will be like planting seeds that are going to come back to you later. Try things and see what works for you. I want to let you know that there are some signs you need to look out for on your path to prosperity based on the cards that came up for you. And these signs that I see are the globe, which we can see in our first wealth code, the head of this woman here, and also there is a globe below her, so that's 3 globes. And this crystal ball kind of has that kind of sphere or globe kind of look to it. So I want you to consider this as a sign for you. It's something you need to look out for where you see the world or a globe. And also that globes represent, money coming to you from overseas, internationally. It could also be a sign of expansion of your horizons. Some of you might travel or need to connect with people in other countries. Look out for that sign. And the other one I see for you is actually the butterfly, which is this fairy here, and there is a blue butterfly in this card. Butterflies are a sign of transformation and change, and that's your potential for you at this time. Look out for the symbol of the butterfly. And the other thing as well is I just want to recommend you some crystals which I think will support you on your path to prosperity. I want you to look at sodalite. So here is a piece here. So sodalite will help you because it was good for ideas and inspiration and for finding creative solutions to things. And the other crystal I'd recommend is actually a crystal form, so clusters. So this is an aura quartz, but any type of crystal cluster, including like a clear quartz one in particular, would be really good. And this is good for connecting with your tribe, finding your tribe, your connections with people around the world that you can assist or that will help you, and to also create a community. And if you want to learn any more about the decks I've used today, I have included links below, and some of these may be affiliate links which help support me in the channel, so thank you. And just remember to take action on anything that I've given you in this reading, because we need to do that to actually make a change and to achieve what we want. And let me know in the comments which card pile you picked and which parts of this reading made sense for you or were helpful. And please subscribe and check out my channel for more Oracle and Tarot card readings, and I wish you every success. So this is your reading if you picked door 2, and before we begin I just want to remind you that I do not do personal readings, and I will never DM you out of the blue with a message about readings or psychic messages. This is a imposter, so please remember that this reading is also a general reading, so parts of this message will apply more to your situation than others. And let's begin with your divine door. So this was the doorway card that you picked, and the message on the back of the card says, "Time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sun's light burns. What I think this is about is that you're going through a transition. You're leaving things behind you now. You're tired of how things are in your life and you're ready to do things differently. You want to start a new chapter in your life. Let's get to your sacred wealth codes, which are to help you see which astrological archetype and skills you need to tap into to manifest more money and success in your life. And this oracle will give us some clear guidance around this and also indicate any money blocks that you might have. Okay, so your first card is the Messenger, and the planet for this is Mercury, and you're meant to bring your message to the world. And you have a unique perspective or way of doing things that is valid and needed. And people in the world need what you offer or what you do or your skills. So this can also be indicating some kind of written or spoken communication, and also to use your words to your advantage. Your language is your currency, and to share your story, perhaps help yourself online or to connect with similar people to you, as if people understand that you've been through things or have a perspective on a topic and have found something that is helpful with that, they will listen to you. So people with a similar background to you might be looking for someone like themselves. Common thing that people experience, especially when we're finding people online to listen to or learn from. So the block here would be being shy, or don't sort of hold yourself back from speaking about your background or where you've come from. I think you need to definitely remove any blocks around that. Self-promotion is also an issue for people with this card. So if you're worried about sharing or speaking about what you're doing or your product, you need to stop it, because that's probably what's stopping you getting what you want. You need to be much more clear and communicate about what service you offer, what your skills are, what product or service you're offering to people needs to be made clear, and you have the power of words to do that. So that could be online, even websites, things you're posting online, any form of communication through words or through your mouth needs to be very clear for people, because that's going to really help you find the people you're looking for. Your next card is the Organizer, and the planet for this is Saturn. So you're very good at organizing things, or you will need to be good at organizing things for your work. So combined with the first card, this is a possibility that some of you watching this reading may be teachers, authors, speakers, or content creators. I feel that's this kind of energy from these two cards together from the Wealth Code Oracle. Definitely something that some of you are thinking about or want to get into. So that could be a sign for some of you. But you need to structure things to get things done. So projects, work, career needs some kind of structure. So you might have to set up a system or way of doing things. You need to research that and find the best way to do that, because that's going to really help you get things done. In fact, you might be kind of wondering, how am I going to do this? Or tasks can seem daunting. I know when I got into writing books and self-publishing books, I knew when I saw everything involved, I was a bit overwhelmed. But I followed systems and I took things one step at a time, and eventually you'll get to bringing the thing and you complete the project or doing the thing you want to do and you get it out there in the world. So use those types of things to get yourself organized. It could just be your daily schedule, setting time out to work on the thing you want. If it's a side hustle or something you can only do at night, be quite religious about that and say, every night between this hour and this hour, I'm going to work on this thing, because it's important for you to achieve, and you will be able to change things for yourself if you do that. So the block here can be perfectionism. So be careful that you're not waiting to be perfect or expecting, I can't release this because it's not as good as everyone else's stuff. That is a huge problem. So do not let that bother you. We learn from experience and from making mistakes and trying things and improving things. We're now in a world where it's you can release something and then learn from the feedback, or you can do something and you get better. Like, in these YouTube videos, I've learned that, I look back at my first video and I cringe. So, we learn from doing the things, so don't hold back just because you think things aren't perfect or you need to know everything about something. You need to know enough, but your experience from doing it is actually going to be your biggest teacher and will help you achieve whatever it is you want to do. Okay, so next we have 3 cards from the Indigo Goddess Oracle, and this will indicate money and career guidance for you. And your first card is Overcome. And what I think this is about is that you have the power to beat financial struggles. Also, the skull mask is representing your old self. If you look, we've got a skull here, but we've also got 2 butterflies, which are transformation. And if you look at the skull, there's no eyes behind it. This is a mask that's already been took off. And this represents, your old self, or the ways of doing things, or your old life, and your kind of need and want to transform things, to change things, become like the butterfly. So you're on the right track, or you're going to find that way of doing it, but you will have to kind of really put yourself into that mode to change things, because if we don't change, then nothing changes on the outside. Don't give up and keep doing things. You might even have to do things differently to the way you've done in the past. If things aren't working for you, then you need to re-look at them and consider, how can we do them differently? Have a look at what other people are doing and seeing if there's any ideas you could pick up from them. I feel that when you shift how you do things or what you're doing, you're going to start seeing things move for you, and that's, ultimately what we want. We must change before anything changes. And your next card is Confidence. Okay, so you need to be more confident in yourself. You need to be more confident in your abilities. Those of you that have a thing that you want to contribute to the world, whether it's something artistic or if it's something, a service or a product or something you want to do, or you want to shift careers into a new area, you need to believe in yourself more. And this will really help you. And I feel that through visibility as well, because here we have a peacock, which is is a bird you can't ignore. They definitely don't shrink into the background. You need to adopt those qualities as well, and you need to really think about how can you be more visible so that you can find your audience, find your tribe, find people that you can help. Because if they can't see you and find you, you're not going to find these people that could be clients, customers, or those of you looking for a different job. You need to put yourself out there a bit and find opportunities that way. So some of you will need to use social media maybe more, or be more creative with it. Just being yourself, but also being quite bold and not shying away from going after what you want, because that confidence is going to transfer and will help you. Okay, so the next card is Domain. Follows on from our last card because it's believing in your own greatness. Another one, an elephant. So this deck isn't all animals, but you've got 2 animals here. An elephant is another one that you're not going to ignore, and I feel that it's an animal of power. Even luck and prosperity is associated with a elephant in many cultures, and I feel that this is about stepping into your power now. So some of you might have to take on more of a leadership role, or be more independent and less a follower and more an innovator. And I feel that some of you are bosses or want to run your own business, and you might be a business owner or want to be a business owner. And other people are also looking at just positions of more power, so more responsibilities, having more of an influence in a company or outside in the world, perhaps in the industry or the world you want to break into. You need to stand up as tall as everyone else. Could be becoming an authority in a specific area. Use your skills and abilities that you're good at help build the empire that you want to build. So long-term plans, you could achieve big things. You might want to think bigger as well. So if you're just thinking about little things, consider, where things could take you if they were to be successful in the future, and aim for that. That is the message from the elephant for you. And the next cards I'm going to be picking are from the Gold Dust Oracle. Let's see what messages for attracting prosperity and success we have from your guides and angels. And the first card is to take action. So basically, it's time to take action on something you're thinking about or that you want to do, and to remember you have to take action if you want to achieve things in your life. Give yourself the sort of full kind of focus on what you want. Don't do yourself a disservice by, expecting things to come from maybe one or two things. You need to make things happen. And it's a bit like the elephant, as the elephant will push through and make things happen and create a momentum in your life through taking multiple action steps and being consistent. That's something as well that's important. It could be your social media, it could be a project that you're working on. Regular consistent action is going to help you climb that ladder and get to where you want and to achieve what you want to do, and this will get you your results that you're after. Okay, so the next card here is be vigilant. Let's read the message from this card. Actually, it says, a new perspective is coming soon, so keep your eyes open and be ready to flow with the changes. So I feel that this card for you is about making sure you look at all the details, pay attention to the details in anything you're creating, putting out there. If you're someone that, is using what we call a CV, or you might call it a resume, make sure everything's correct, everything's on there. Tell people what they need to hear to impress them if you are applying for work. And also in anything you're creating, you must sort of make sure that you're doing things right and properly, and don't do things sort of without focus. And it can be a sign that your way of seeing things has or needs to change. So perhaps you need to relook at something and reconsider things and improve things. Perhaps you've done something and it could just do with a little bit of tweaking to get it to be just right for you and have the best chance of success. How can you do things differently? I would say, is always a really important thing. Get an eagle-eye view of the situation, the thing that you're doing or what you want to do, and see where that takes you. And your next card is small wins, and the message for you is pick your battles big enough to matter and small enough to win. Success builds success. So that's your message there, and it's got this trophy on there. And I feel that you're sometimes maybe overwhelmed by things, or you might find that certain things seem like beyond you, but you need to do them, or you've learned about things and you're just not sure how you're going to be able to do it. And I think you should focus on the steps to achieve it. So take specific steps and break things down so that they're in smaller pieces, and stop being overwhelmed by the big sort of job or reaching just the end. You need to break tasks down and then take the action on each little step along the way. It could be a period of time that you need to dedicate to something, and create maybe a to-do list. That's something I do. I know some people don't like them, but I do find I don't know where I'd be without a to-do list. So break things down and I tick them off as I get through. I can see my process, I can see my progress. I think it's a really good thing. It will work for most people. I'm creative, so it was never natural for me to do that. I just learnt it and it was so helpful. Otherwise I'm just doing different things at different times when I feel like it. Things take so much longer, I find, if I do that. So you might also need to celebrate small wins and milestones along the way, because I think that will motivate you and it will boost your self-esteem and make you see you are getting to where you want to get. So if you're finding this reading helpful so far, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you. And next we have your message from the archangels. in the Archangel Power Tarot. So we have the Two of Gabriel, and I feel that this is a journey for you. Don't focus too much on the end result or just the final thing that you're finding a little overwhelming, and take it as one step at a time on this journey. If you look at these two guys that are walking along the beach, it's a adventure. Enjoy the process of things, take each day as it comes, and you will eventually get to where you want to. And be ambitious as well. It's okay to be ambitious, but don't overwhelm yourself. See it as like a process and a long term. This is not a race. And also, some of you might be working with others. That this card can sometimes mean partnerships or working with someone else, so that's also a possibility for some of you. But ultimately, you're leaving the past behind. If you look, you've got the darkness over here, and then a lot across the beach we've got the rainbow, and we're moving into this kind of new world over here. So I feel like you're ready to do this, and you just need to take action on those things. Okay, so next we have the Creativity Oracle, which will give us a message for any creative projects you're working on or that you need to work on. And this image is showing two fairies playing, and the message is happy accident. And sometimes things don't turn out exactly the way we want them to, and this can be a blessing. So ideas and solutions will come from this actually. So just, if that may be something you're already going through, and also to understand that sometimes delays are actually will help you, and sometimes it's just not the right time. So if something hasn't happened when you wanted it to, I feel that it could be that this is meant to be, and it's just you're meant to do it at another time. So do sort of take that into consideration, and don't be too harsh on yourself if things don't work out the first time you try them, because that's how you'll learn. You'll try something, you'll spot some things about it that you wanted to improve, and then you go in and improve them. Continue to put stuff out there, even if you don't see exactly the results you want straight away. So the next card is from the Muse Tarot, and it will give us more creative ideas and inspiration for you. This is a good card. So this is the Nine of Materials, which is a card that is all about having the potential to create your own wealth, to be a self-made person. I think you very much need to think about yourself. If there's anyone around you that's questioning what you're doing, you need to ignore that, because one day they will look at you and realize what you were capable of, even if they don't see it now. So this is about financial independence. You could be working for yourself, if that's something you're thinking about, or finding work that will eventually give you more freedom in your life. We're all looking for ways we don't want to be working 24/7. So ultimately, in terms of like where you can go, you can definitely reach this point of having the financial freedom that you want, and the independence to do what you want when you want. But initially you will have to put some time in. This is definitely a possibility for you in the future. And the next card is from the Everyday Tarot, and this gives us some more guidance for your career and for prosperity. The Page of Wands. You have this spark of inspiration inside you, and you need to follow your passions and to nurture any creative projects that you've started, that you want to do, or that you're working on, to help them get to completion and where you want. See where they lead you. Just try it, just do things and see what happens. So you might need to begin a project you're thinking on. Alternatively, receiving a message about work, job, career, that can sometimes be what this card means. So some of you might be hearing back on something, or someone will contact you about something you've already done and maybe make an offer. That is a possibility for you. Okay, so let's look at everything together. And in a moment, I'm going to give you a couple of crystals you can work with, and also some signs that you need to look out to find your path to prosperity. So the whole reading together, I feel it's a time to get organized. You'll need to put systems into place. You have an important message to share with the world. and you need a plan of action. You need to take small steps and break things down, because you definitely would get overwhelmed with some of the things you want to do. And build confidence in yourself. This confidence will help you achieve your dreams. And this is a turning point for you. Putting your ideas into motion will help you manifest what you want in your life. And the signs I see for you in this reading are birds, which we can see the peacock here and these birds flying over here. And there's other winged beings around, but I feel birds are a sign for you. You need to look out for different types of birds, and maybe some of them have specific meanings, but birds in general are a good sign for you. Birds can be about personal and financial freedom, movement in your career, and also gaining a higher perspective. Here is a bird's eye as well. What else have we got for you? Water. So there is some water, there's some here, we've got the fountain, there's water in the background here, the ocean and the beach here. So water is another sign, bodies of water, lakes, rivers, the sea, waves, those are things you need to be looking out for as a sign as well, and these will help you tap into your emotions and your passions. And the other symbol I see for you, or sign, is flowers. So you've got these roses here, there's flowers here, and there's little yellow flowers in this card. And I feel that that is about you sort of blooming and growing and becoming what you want to. The crystals I recommend Tiger's Eye, which is going to give you that self-confidence and also helps with organization skills. And also red garnet. So this stone is going to give you motivation and help with momentum and determination. And if you want to learn any more about the decks I have used today, I have included links below, and some of these may be affiliate links, and that helps support me and my channel. And remember to take action on what you've learned today, and let me know in the comments which pile you picked and if this reading was insightful or helpful for you in any way. And please subscribe and check out my channel for more oracle and tarot readings, and I wish you every success. So this is your reading if you picked door 3 and card 3. And before we begin, I just want to remind you that I do not do personal readings, and please be careful online if you receive any random DMs from anyone with my name offering readings or a psychic message, as this is not me and this is a fake profile. So just please remember that this is a general reading, so parts of this reading will apply more to you and your situation. Your first card is your Divine Door, and the message on the back of this card says 1111. Numbers in doubles, synchronicity in 2, don't hold back, your love now. Life is meant for you. And what I think this card means for you is you may already be seeing 1111 or other angel numbers. That is definitely a sign for you. And 1111 for me means your ability to manifest is increasing, and you need to be careful what you're thinking about, what you're focusing on, and your general kind of mood and energy, as this tends to reflect back in your life. So you can use this to your advantage. Your manifestation abilities are increasing and supporting you. Next, we have your Sacred Wealth Code Oracle, and we have 2 cards which will let us see any astrological archetypes and skills that you need to tap into to manifest more money and success in your life. And these cards will also help with any blocks you may be experiencing. First card is the Communicator, and I feel this card is about the importance of how you communicate, and it is very important for your career and for anything to do with making money, because you need to be really clear about what you offer to people or how you can help people. So think about things like website, your profiles on social media, and also anything you're sharing on social media. It also includes emails, newsletters, actual physical letters, blog posts, things like that. Be very clear with people and make sure that as you read things that you are communicating in a way that people will understand. be clear on what you offer and how you can help them, and communicate it in a way, especially if you're sharing information, in a way that people will understand. So try to avoid things like jargon, and also try and see how you can simplify more advanced or complex topics, whether you're creating content, doing anything on social media. The block here is about lack of clarity, not being clear, and sometimes you can create your own obstacles and blocks if you are not careful. So make sure that you focus on communication, and the planet here is also Mercury. The next card is the Great Nurturer, and this card is ruled by the moon, and you need to nurture others at your work or in online community. That is an ability that you have, or that you need to tap into, and you can guide others. And I think you need to focus on that and accept that that is part of your role, and to think about how you can support other people, and how what you do, offer or say, or any skills that you have in your work environment, or anything you're producing to help others, is helpful to other people, and not just about what you want or trying to achieve what you want. You need to find out what people need and what they are looking for, and then supply them with that information, because that is going to be how people will find you. And I would also say some of you might be building a community. Again, with our first card being about messages, there could be some online work such as social media. This is a way that you're going to get your message out there. Building a community and focusing on it, it's not about numbers, likes or followers. It's about building a community, and if you can do that, I think people will be really drawn to you and be more likely to see what your offerings are, or you could make connections that are going to help you with your career. And the block is not believing in your impact. So, if you in any way feel that you don't have a message, or that people won't listen to what you have to say, that is an illusion, and it's something you're going to have to overcome to step into this role of the nurturer. So next we've got 3 cards from the Indigo Goddess Oracle, and this will help us with some guidance and inspiration for money and career. And your first card is Helping Hand, which follows on from our last card as well. So you're here to help others and to focus on creating things that will help people, or a service that helps others. You need to support people through your work, through your skills, through products, through services, through anything you're creating or working on. And you might do things that are free, like offering free samples, free gifts, things for sign-ups. That's absolutely fine. And it will also help others find you, because when you offer yourself on your services free, it really does help you find people that then, if they wish to, can take things further with you. When I first started, I offered a free ebook, which is still available on my website, and honestly, that has helped me find so many people. So it's definitely worth you thinking about how you can be of service to others, considering things like free little workshops, webinars, course samples, something you offer which then leads to other things. Even just sharing tips on social media is a great way to find people and to find work, and it helps spread the word for you. Okay, so your next card is Answers. You're going to be getting answers if you've been waiting to hear back on a job or a promotion. I feel if there's anything has been stalled or out of your control, you might finally start getting answers and receiving information that is going to help you get things moving again. Alternatively, this means that you will come up with a solution that you need. So you might just creatively and through your mind and inspiration able to kind of figure out something you need to do, which means that you will come up with a solution, an idea that will be very helpful for you and could generate a lot of money for you. So just look out for that. Pay attention to your ideas and as things come to you. Okay, Magic Mirror. And this is interesting as well, because This is about public persona. Do you have an online presence, and how well is that working for you? Do you need to develop it? You might need to work on things or get more clear about who you are. I feel this has come through with these cards so far. If you're clear about who you are, how you can help people, and you're actually they're able to find you, then that is gonna, everything starts to connect and fall into place. Understanding that you are the product. This is something I see a lot of times where people forget about that, or they don't consider it. So if you're not already kind of like using yourself, I feel at least for a good amount of you need to put more of yourself into your work and make it more like there's a human being there as a person, even if it's just through communicating through text in a very personal way and not getting caught up in branding stuff and seeing yourself as a business rather than a person. You definitely need to consider how that looks, how you come across. Some of you need to update your profile photos or work on having a better photo. So consider how your face plays into what you're doing. Those of you that are applying for work as well, if you do need to supply pictures, make sure it is a good one that you come across well in. You might need to just be present more on social media and active on social media. Some of you will be using video, or you might need to start using video. I know for myself, I put that off for years, and you can only get better through practice. And I know myself, I've still got a lot to learn. So you should definitely consider whatever you need to do to get yourself out there, to be seen, and so people can connect with a human being, especially in the world of AI, where we are now competing with robots. If you found this video and reading to be helpful, then please give it a thumbs up. Thank you. And the Gold Dust Oracle will let me see any messages that your guides and angels have for you around money and career. Okay, so your first card is blocks. Challenges are part of the creative process, they're part of business and career and money. They're normal, so it's not so much what happens to you, but how you deal with things. And I feel you've definitely experienced these blocks in the past. You might be experiencing something now that feels like it's swimming against the current sometimes. You just need to learn from anything that hasn't worked. Look at it and say, what can I take from this? What didn't work? What didn't people like? What types of jobs haven't worked for you? And make sure that you learn the lesson and then use that information in the future. Take advantage of these things, because those lessons and those things that have happened to you that haven't worked out, or anything that's not done well, is really a learning experience that you can use, that becomes like a stepping stone to getting better and to doing a better job and producing something that's even better, because you've had that experience. And learning from things and seeing how things work is just part of the process. And next we have determination, and the message on the card reads, all the effort you are making will ultimately pay off. Don't give up and give in. Keep on going. So this is a really positive message for you, and it is literally what it says. You need to be determined, and that will get you through anything. So any of these blocks you've experienced in the past, anything that seems daunting to you, can be overcome through being more determined and not allowing setbacks and difficulties or delays to discourage you, as your time will come and everything that you're doing now will pay off later. It's like, this is definitely what they're trying to tell you. And also understanding there's this kind of wheel here. It feels like it's something that is to do with divine time, and also understanding maybe it wasn't your time before, but your time is coming. Okay, so your next card, security, and it says security is a process, not a product. Build your foundation block by block. Keep climbing. And we have this tower here. So what this is all about then is understanding that whatever path you're on, whatever it is you're doing for your money and career, it is something that will involve foundational work. So you're going to have to do certain things to get to where you want, and it might not be instant. You basically need to focus on building things up block by block, doing all the different parts that need to be done, which will over time become the business that you want, or the career that you want, or the financial security that you want. In fact, you need to look at it as the long term of building security. It's a process and it's not an overnight thing. So just bear that in mind. And of course, some of you are thinking about family and your long-term future, and so it's just nothing's going to be instant. So just focus on what needs to be done now. Okay, so the next message I have for you is from the Archangel Power Tarot, and this is a message from your archangels. Okay, so this is a really good card. I don't think I need to tell most of you that. So you've got the Star. So this is a message that you need to have faith, and that's faith in yourself, in your work, in your ability to succeed at what you're doing, and to keep focusing on your big goals and dreams, which, as we talked about, was to do with building your security, because this card is about long-term things and looking at the big picture. You've got the Star, it's in the distance, so it's not always about instant results or anything like that. So this is about keep focusing on those things and believing that you can do it. And having that self-belief in what you're doing and why you're doing it, regardless of what's going on around you, is what's going to get you through. It's going to help you align with your destiny and your higher purpose. The universe will support you if you have faith and believe in yourself. So the next card is from the Creativity Oracle, which will give us a message about your creative projects. And yeah, so this card has 2 horses on it playing, and the message is play. And what this means is that you need to loosen up with creative projects and anything you're doing related to creativity, because basically if you're too rigid with things, I don't think you're going to get the ideas that you need, and the solutions won't come very easily. So try to have a bit of fun with things. Don't get too intellectual about things like branding, colors, logos, things like that. Sometimes people overthink things. Be playful and allow your creativity to shine, and for inspiration to come through. And next we have the Muse Tarot, and this gives us more information about creativity and finances from a creative perspective. And we have this, which is the Ace of Emotions, which would be the Ace of Cups in a traditional deck. And this card is about doing what lights you up. Your emotional intelligence as well is what makes you a bit different to other people out there. And that's that personal touch that we talked about earlier with your communication and how you teach or communicate with other people in a working environment is what's going to make you stand out. And in the world of social media as well, having that emotional intelligence is one of your powers. And you may be also advised to create heart-based work or a heart-based business. If that's something you're thinking about, this is probably a sign to go ahead. This is the Ace of Cups, which is like the Holy Grail, so it would be doing what you really want to do. And like I said about lighting you up, that's kind of your it's your passion. It's like what makes you feel really good to do is always going to be a sign of something that you could work on and do if you can in your career. Anything like that is going to be your best work. And some of you also, it would indicate some people are also involved in the healing arts and the wellness industry as well. I feel that comes through if that's something you're thinking about. And we also have a message for you from the Everyday Tarot, which is guidance also for your career and for money. Yes, so you've got the 9 of Pentacles, which is a brilliant card as well. So you'll begin, or if you haven't already, or soon will, start to see the fruits of your labor come back to you. And that's what I feel the whole reading was about. It's very much about, if you help others, others will help you. If you do good work, it will reward you in time, and you will be able to get to a point where you could have financial freedom and a better quality of life. For some of you, it could be finding a better home, a nicer place to live, more holidays or vacations. You might have pets, you might want to be more outdoors, and having the freedom to do that as well as earn money is probably the long-term goal. And this is just a sign that it is completely possible for you to do that if you put the time in and the work in. Okay, so let's look at everything together now. And in a moment, I will also be giving a couple of crystals that you can use to support you from this reading, and also I will be showing you the signs you need to look out for to find your path of prosperity. What I feel that this reading coming together is about is, you're here to serve others or the planet. You're here to bring something and to help people with your abilities, something you're creating or making, and to know that this will be rewarded. If you do that work, then you will in time be able to see the benefits of that and receive the prosperity that you're looking for. And you need to work a bit more on your persona, your public visibility, or how you communicate yourself and what you offer, and to also focus on building lasting wealth. This isn't about, get rich quick. You're not here for that type of thing, and you need to make sure you don't listen to anyone who encourages that sort of thing, because I don't think that's really the path you're on. And to have faith and believe in yourself, because that is a huge part of it. And once you have that kind of self-image and self-belief, then I think things will be a lot easier for you. So do whatever you need to develop that, and hopefully this reading was part of that. So things take time and a bit of effort, and it will be worth it. If this is important to you, you could have a better life from this. So if you want to learn more about any of the decks I have included, then please check out the links below. Some of these are affiliate links, and these will help support me and the channel, so thank you if you do. So let's look at your signs. So the signs I see in this reading are the butterfly, which we can see here, and there's a blue butterfly here. And I feel that, butterflies are always a sign for me of transformation, particularly personal transformation, which I think is something that is going on for you, or what you need to do to create what you want. Getting ready for change is one of the themes of this reading. And the other one is 1111, which we had on the Divine Door card. So you need to look out for that number 1111. And this is about manifesting and a doorway to getting to where you want. And the other sign I want you to pay attention to is leaves, because we can see them here, and also there's leaves here and in this hand as well. So leaves, it's autumn at the moment I'm filming, just look out for leaves, as these can be a sign for you. And I feel that leaves are about change and shedding your old self, or you're letting go of the past and moving forward. That's what it means for you. Now for your crystals. Okay, so one of the crystals I recommend for you is blue lace agate. And the reason I'm recommending this for you is because it helps with communication and clarity of communication and getting your message out there in the world. So do check out this stone. And the other stone I recommend for you is moss agate. So you've got two agates here. And the reason I recommend you work with this stone is it's a good one for patience and for consistency as well towards your goals. And hopefully this reading was helpful for you. And if you please remember to take guided action after watching this reading, as this is how you're going to get things done, and to let me know in the comments which card pile that you picked and which parts of the reading were insightful or beneficial for you. And please subscribe and check out my channel for further oracle and tarot card readings, and I wish you every success.